your WWF news of a Monday morning. Two countries, the United Kingdom and Italy. What they have got in common? Well, to kick off, we have a certain David Lamley. I think he works in the public prosecution system, or a barrister, and is taking legal action not to publish crime rates, which England, Wales and Scotland of the year 2018-2024 regarding nationalities of offenders. And there was something here in Italy, Perugia, some type of ridiculous sentence from a tribunal saying offenders, the nationality shouldn't be publicised. And you say, oh, it's all a question of privacy. It's not a question of privacy. It's a question of who commits felonies and what type of ethnic minorities. Because you will be surprised who commits more crimes differ from nation to nation. In Europe, for example, most our prisons, the populations are filled up with foreign offenders, convicted offenders. And those who manage to get them convicted, there are those who get away with it. On technicality, never got caught, God knows what. Because it only demonstrates whatever country in Europe, those countries, Europe is importing criminals from all over the globe. Middle East, Africa, mainly. Not just common criminals, even terrorists as well. Well, there's been a few cases here in Italy. They arrested even teenagers propaganding on the web, the jihad and all that stuff, for example. And it goes back to the justice system, how corrupt it is, how inefficient it is, how, racist it is. For example, for defending his jewelry shop from fifth time rob, these three robbed his establishment. Not for the fifth time them. I think they were the fifth ones. And probably the only area which he done is he shot them outside a shop. And this is a technicality which is probably another video. And you come to foreign offenders, let's say you're racist if you convict them and all that shit. Because they know pretty well in their country, if they commit that type of felony, the punishment is a lot more severe. And the conviction of it is more certain. That's what I call in Italian la certezza della pena. The certainty of the punishment. And I will probably want to say nationals commit more felonies than another everything from minorities present in that territory. We're already coming to that point already. It's just hiding what type of disaster is cooking, especially the juridical system, overwhelmed with cases, and Italy's no exception. And regarding how the juridical system in Italy works, it's a disaster. It's not from yesterday, it didn't work, it's decades. Things do not work. Is it possible you have to take someone to court for a civil lawsuit against them to have your rights recognised, whether it's a person or a company? It drags on for years, adding costs, various levels of judgment, I should say, and so on. But now and then, there's always some court sentences like the Cassazione, which is in favour for the citizens. Which, if a citizen who finds himself in that type of situation, in that sentence, you can use it as a type of deterrence or legal weapon against a person who thinks they can violate your rights or violate the law in certain things. I think knowing about the law, how it works, is a more great advantage for all, basically. It's a bit like you get pulled over by the copper and you explain which should be common knowledge regarding certain things, traffic violations of highway code. You start explaining to the copper, he gets pissed off because they consider us morons and they know better. It's not always the case. They know better. Even them, they make errors. And the problem is, are they accountable when they make errors? Which damages the rights of the citizens or the livelihood in certain cases. Regarding decisions of judges, which for a first year student who studies law, he knows it's wrong. And despite against the law and the logic and common sense, that judge rules against in that particular type of case.